Welcome to Godfrey's Gala Geechee Tours, Charleston's Black Tour Guide. We only offer real history, Black history. This history often makes certain people feel a bit uneasy. It matters not. The truth, he must come out anyway. Boy, look at ya. Gala Geechee Ishi. Check this out.
Our black neighbors to support them during civil rights, and then, goddammit, you turned on us.
Wow.
What happened? Black Lives Matter? Who did you hate the most? The Jews.
Alliance with Israel. So it's disturbing to hear these comments. Watch this.
The problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matter starts there.
So just to give a little bit of context to what you're hearing, you're listening to Judith Varney Shore, an Israeli consul general in Atlanta. And she says, quote, "The major problem with Israel is the young generation of the black community." I'm gonna say that again. How are our friends and allies in Israel saying their consul, this is a government official, why would she say, quote, "The major problem with Israel is with the young generation of the black community"? What in the world is really going on?
Our problem is the generation of now. And the major problem of Israel is with the young generation of the black community. Black Lives Matters starts there. The continuation.
We are bleeding about that.
Wow.
Because we were raised to love you, to care, to open our hearts, and not just, at my dinner table in the projects, in a little 600 square foot apartment for 5 of us, not wealthy.
Yeah.
Blacks were at our table because they were our neighbors. And yet you turned on us. How did that happen? And when we asked some of the black commentators, do most blacks hate Jews? They said, yes, most blacks hate Jews. How did that happen?
Please.
Yes.
So, and you can look this up, the biggest importer of slaves were Jewish people, and they were partly Jewish people in America. It wasn't the Germans. If you look this up,
Because they weren't Germans.
a lot of the ships were Jewish
Probably,
ships.
maybe.
Very
maybe.
true, and you can look
Okay.
this up.
All right, so am I guilty?
No, you're not guilty.
Well-
But I'm painting a picture, okay? So let me explain something to you. So not only were you guys also you helped with the Underground Railroad, but you also enslaved a lot of blacks. A lot of your ships were Jewish ships. So although sometimes it seems like you're helping us and you're grabbing our hand, at the same time you've done a lot of bad to us as well. And now what people like to do nowadays, they like to blame everything on you. Like other white races and nationalities, they blame it on you. Like, well, the Jewish people, they own slaves, and a lot of it is put on you. But you guys were also a part of it. A lot of times, a lot of our politicians are Jewish. Democratic politicians are Jewish people.
I'm not a Democrat.
So, no, and it doesn't matter. No, it's not that point. But a lot of Democratic politicians are Jewish people.
Yes, they are.
And what they do, they act like they're holding your hand. We're here to help you. We're here to do this for you,
Well,
the black
what would
people.
you rather do? How would you rather?
Well,
behave?
this is. I'm just painting a
I
picture. A lot of
appreciate
times,
that,
just so you
So
understand.
how?
too, from
Okay.
us.
So my people.
Yeah.
Every country we've ever been in, we've been thrown out of. Not allowed to
Right.
own property. Not allowed to own
Right.
property. Not allowed to be in the professions. So way back in biblical times,
Right.
who were the money counters? The
Right.
Jews, because they were not allowed any other profession,
Right.
and the church said you can't be the
You
money
guys
lender, so the Jews were.
integrated.
Okay, when I was growing up, my parents didn't have a pot to piss, and what they taught us was you get educated.
Right.
Because wherever they throw you out, you take your brain with you. You take your education.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Jews became the lawyers, the doctors. You know, they didn't become farmers because we
No,
weren't
you
allowed
guys
to
are
loan
great
any
with
land.
money. You
But
guys have always been great with
look at the
money.
history. We couldn't own any property.
But I want
We
to
were
say
not
one last
allowed.
thing. One last thing to that point. We don't hate you. A lot of times now
Right.
with the awakening, what he's explaining, we understand that it hasn't always been this friendly relationship
Okay.
with us. And
So
you
where does
learning
it go
our
now?
history.
So when we came during civil rights,
Right.
when the Jews stood up, the first
Right.
boys who came to the South were Jewish
Right.
boys, all
Right.
got killed.
Right.
Where
No.
are you now when we
Right.
have all this
No, we
anti-Semitism?
appreciate there has
Well,
been
where
a lot
are
of
you
great
standing up and watching our backs when we have all this?
Good question. Where are we standing up to watch the backs of the Jewish people? Well, look at our backs. Look at what you did to our backs. You literally tore our backs out. And you have the nerve to ask, where are we to watch your backs now? Hallelujah.
kind of have our own issues, and we're kind of at a point in history now where we're like focused on us because we realize a lot of entertainers who own the entertainment industry and the music industry, they all are Jewish people at the top. Hollywood.
What about your
they're
guy
Jewish.
just now?
No, the rappers,
Which
I
one?
get it. No, I'm
The
with
one who
you.
just got
No,
let
no,
off.
so
He
this
did?
is my last
Yeah.
point.
He's
I just want you to understand, we don't hate you. It's not, I don't ever want you to think our people hate you, but we're also at a point in time where we're learning so much and we see what everybody has done, even the Jewish people.
Even the Jewish people, all of us.
We see that now,
You
like,
guys got a shitty rap.
I
There's
learned,
no question.
right, I learned that you guys own the most spaceships. Like, nobody talks about that. Everybody talks about everything else, but what we're saying is, hey, we're going to focus on us. We're learning our information, and we're becoming the best version of ourselves because we've been down for over 400 years, and our light has been dim for a long time.
Well,
so
you're
if
not
we're
going to rise up by stepping on us.
no,
we
no,
are.
no, stepping on
We need to go together.
Do you think black people are hateful people? Let's be honest.
As a
Over
basic
400 years,
people,
have we not
as a
taken in
basic
emotion?
people, no, I don't.
Thank you, thank you. So I don't ever want you to feel like a narrative is that black people hate you.
I
You don't.
think at this time,
Right.
at this time, when the anti-Semitism.
Where did you get that from that we hate you?
Yeah,
Where did that come from?
Black Lives Matter.
So Black Lives Matter
No,
is not
it's
us.
not us.
Black- They took our name. They
Yeah,
took,
that's not us.
somebody said something?
I said we get grouped in the Black
Lives
Matter.
That's
Yeah.
We feel the
Jews
same
get
way.
grouped
We
in
feel the
too.
same way that you do.
But-
We
Okay,
feel the
but-
same way that you do. Why are
But
we?
then understand this.
Go ahead, honey.
Only the
No,
cut you
go
off,
ahead.
but understand this. The Black Lives Matter is ran by a white man.
Yeah, owns it. Owns it. Who
He
created
owns
it?
Black
George
Lives
Soros.
Matter.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. We gotta
Indonesia, Japan, and Russia.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Yeah.
Are you that powerful?
No, I think there's a great misunderstanding. I am basically there to make money. I cannot and do not look at the social consequences of what I do.
No, we don't. We don't. We're not even thinking about it.
You gotta find nobody.
take him off the earth.
So, ma'am, I want you to understand, if you start doing, like, just the research behind this stuff, like you mentioned Black Lives Matter, and you kind of grouped us all in that. Like, this
Yeah,
like
we're
this-
not.
Well, you said that Black Lives Matter is hateful and they hate Jewish. people. Why do they hate them? We don't hate them. We hate that you took Black Lives Matter, took our essence,
Like they always
created
do.
the organization, and then funded yourself and created millionaires off of it,
us.
and wasn't
Right.
off of our hurt and pain. So a lot of
that's how
times,
it's
what you
always
realize with the music, movies, Black Lives Matter, they take our essence, because guess what? Guess who has the strongest essence around the world? Our moral fiber, what we've been through, they look at Black Americans.
And guess who own all that?
Yep.
The Jewish people.
Well, I don't know any of that.
the
Jews, but the industry, our talent is music. We are natural orchestrators of music, of movies, the way we present on the screen. Guess who owns those industries?
The
Do you
Jewish.
know how that Broadway, that whole thing came
Yeah.
about? Why the Jews stepped in there? How the Jews started that industry?
I'm not
Was
sure.
it on? Well, check it out. It's really interesting stuff.
But do you get what I'm saying? As far as you guys
But-
own our
But
essence.
hold on.
But
Because-
the true Jews,
Right,
what
there
we
we go.
need to, what we need to understand here, the true Jews is this color. The Jewish, the ish, that's y'all. That's not
Right.
us.
You said-
The
you
true
said you're
original
Jewish.
Jews is in the Bible.
Jewish.
Right.
Okay, so that's
Jews.
the fake Jews. Those the Ashkenazi. That's over there.
Ashkenazi.
I'm the Ashkenazi.
Okay.
Right.
So y'all
So-
the fake
Ashkenazi.
Jews.
So we're
Oh, you're-
so we're
So I'm the Ashkenazi.
Yeah, you the fake
parents
Jew.
are-
Liar, liar. We know the poverty, but we are rich. He knows our tribulations. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, but are not. They are the synagogue of Satan.
The first Jewish
Stop
people
your
were in
lies.
Ethiopia, if I'm not
I do
mistaken.
know.
Ethiopia?
I do know.
Jewish.
And when I was my
Where
last
did-
trip to Israel,
Okay.
we were with they're not an Ethiopian family anymore because they emigrated to Israel.
Right.
Good friends of ours. We spent the day with them. They happen to be very sadly.
Yeah.
They're building when the Israel attack October 7th last year. Their building was fired into. Fortunately, none of them were hurt. But no, it's very much a part of our history.
So we don't hate you. So I
Yes,
don't want you to.
especially
we don't
be trodden
hate you.
down by the Gentiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
so
we
he
keep
also
getting
said
our
that there will be no
culture.
peace
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
Until he comes, there will be no peace. Has it been peace
So-
over there? No,
No.
it has not. Because why? Because the real Jews are not there.
Yeah.
Well, I would debate you there.
No, it's
So-
no debate. That's scripture.
According to the scriptures, you are of your father, the devil. And the scriptures verifies the truth. The word of Yah speaks for us.
Well, it's correct, but you know that the King James Bible is not an authentic translation.
Yeah, because
So-
y'all
King
took
James.
out. Y'all
Yeah,
took
That's
away.
right. That's right. So we
Not
do.
an authentic
James dealt with men.
Sure, the KJV has removed many scriptures, but the Sefer has replaced them all right black again.
I know. So wait. So check it out.
Translate word for word. It is not what you
You're right. The King James is not. That's
and
right.
There's a lot of major issues with it.
So check it out. 1948.
The Balfour Agreement was created in 1948 by America. The fake state of Israel was created 1948. The Bible referred to Israel long before the Balfour Agreement. We, Israel.
The Jewish state, 1948, right? So Jewish. They're from, Netanyahu is from Poland. He's Polish. So they're not from the land.
That's right.
Most of the people in Israel came from diaspora.
That's right.
All over the world.
All over the world. So
to be there because it was safer.
So understand what you're saying. So the land that they took was already.
It belonged to Israel.
So when you say. So when you say.
It's always been Israel land.
So when you say it belonged to Israel.
Well.
Israel not Israeli.
Yeah.
So Jews and Jewish.
Yeah.
When you say Jewish.
So
you are
when
Jewish.
You
You're right about that. Jewish.
That's right.
Revelations 2:9 refers to the blasphemy, the lies of them which say they are Jews but are not. They are the synagogue of Satan.
So I understand. So again, so Netanyahu came from Poland. So Poland is his home.
It's not his home.
So.
By the way, Benjamin Netanyahu's not his real name. Did you know that?
I was going to tell you that. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
It's like Minkowski or something?
Yeah, it's like a Polish sounding last name. And the reason why he changed it is because he doesn't want people to know he's really from Europe and he's not actually from there.
As a Jew, my home, my heartland, my history is Israel.
Okay.
Even though I've lived here.
So because whenever you can do a blood DNA test in Israel today. It's illegal to test your blood because yes, it is. This is a fact. Hold on. Netanyahu and all of those Jewish people are not from that land. They are from Poland, Russia. So hold on. To be a Jew, you have to be from the land. They came and took the land from the people. That's why the war. Am I right?
Man, where were you guys at before 1948? Where were the Jewish people at?
There were. In that land.
Not Jewish.
But remember that the Jews had been thrown out of the land and taken as slaves. The original
slaves. Stop right there.
It's only by the grace of God that any of these people will reach their as yet unknown destinations alive. Or maybe it's His will that they don't. So, Lieutenant, why are you venturing into those forsaken regions? What do you know about a man named Shaka? Does that answer your question, Lieutenant? The Masani tribe, Humulus, Lubis, Tumus, Yunguanis, countless others. They're banished of Southeast Africa, fleeing Shaka's spears, going straight into the arms of the white slave traders and the British troops on the borders of the Cape Colony. In a way, Lieutenant, they are the ultimate victims of recent history. If you'll favour my comparison, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka, they are the wandering Jews of Africa. Fleeing the Pharaoh Shaka into the Babylonian captivity of slavery.
Taking as slaves. Taking as
slaves and dispersed. We've had the diaspora.
That's
original out.
What you just said. What you just said. Taking as slaves. What your people.
So when you say that Netanyahu, for instance, is Polish,
right,
or from Poland,
right,
our roots were always in that land, Judea. That land has always been our roots.
So again,
we were dispersed elsewhere, and some are coming back.
So wait, stop. White people are not from that white. You can't handle the light, the sun.
The Ashkenazi Jewish people claim they are from that land, where the sun says they are not. They do lie. The skin cancer and the sunburn proves they do not fit the scriptures, which verify we were black. We, Israel, and Israel is black. Now we are waking up. We know our
that was black people were there.
Well, but that gets bred out over time.
So we are still, again.
All right, look at the colors in this. Look
Right.
at the variety.
That's right. That's right.
Look at the variety.
The sun will not believe a lie. Look at the variety, she says. Have a look at our skin.
Look at the variety, and we know blacks right you are as
So,
Ma'am, intermarried.
Ma'am, can I
But
just
the
say
Jews
something?
had the same thing.
Ma'am, we understand your pain, but we going through, we're trying to figure out ours.
I get it.
Like driving through this, that's a hurtful, painful
that is.
history for
And
us
I'm thinking,
that didn't know our history. So we understand what you're going through, but we've been going through it
all our life. All our
this
life.
might be getting to you right now. It's been affecting us all our life.
How do you
It's been
feel
affecting
about
my
it?
grandparents.
We didn't even know.
oh, this is,
How do you feel about
you know,
this
okay,
tour?
so you
Like,
really, so, well, here I am on the tour.
So you can imagine
Well, I
what
mean,
we're
did
feeling.
you come to the tour to like genuinely learn the history, or to
Well,
kind of
I
have a
have
conversation?
a really, really good friend.
Okay.
No, that was not.
Okay.
I have a really good friend in Savannah who I've come to visit a number of times, George Bowen. He was your superintendent of schools. Because of me, I got him started there. We've been friends for 45 years.
Okay.
When I go to visit him, we go to a lot of the Goa sites, for the island, a lot of the places. I thought when I started this tour that it would be more like that.
Oh.
This was very eye-opening. This was, a lot to think about. A lot to think about as you go around. And you're right, when you see it, you're not going to be able to not see it. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm glad the rest of my family didn't come with me on this, because I think it would be I think it would be overwhelming. Too much. Yeah.
Just imagine for us that had to live through it, our ancestors and everything, it's overwhelming.
Yeah, he says the truth will, will hurt.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you for letting me come along.
As I learned, it hurts.
Thank you for engaging.
Wow.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no,
That
was amazing.
Knowledge is power.
Thank you for watching. Come and experience Godfrey's Galagichi Tours right here in Charleston, the Holy City.